Ready when you are.
All right.
Here with Chef Jose Andres, humanitarian co-founder of World Central Kitchen. Can you tell me, how did the DC Central Kitchen change your life?
Well, this is Central Kitchen was an organization that came in my life when I was 23. Was great because it was next to my restaurant, probably 400 meters away. And there is in a moment that you realize that you are in a neighborhood that is up and growing, but there's still a long way to go, and you see it's a lot of issues with homeless people not finding jobs or place to live. And there was this organization that at the very least was trying to feed those people in need. And it's that moment that I realized that for my restaurant to do well, the rest of the city must do well too. And obviously, in my restaurant, I feed the few and I create jobs, and you give kind of a sense of community by having many restaurants that everybody is hoping to have a neighborhood that is thriving and doing better. But then you realize that these people, they never make it. And there was this organization, this is Central Kitchen, taking people out of the streets, taking ex-convicts in, training them to be cooks. In the process, providing meals with food that was about to be thrown garbage that they take in. They create meals to feed the homeless population. All of a sudden, they train people that then they graduate, and then restaurants like me hire them. All of a sudden, in this Central Kitchen, I saw this, what was missing in the system to try to hope to have better communities. Not only restaurants that thrive, but organizations that bet on people that sometimes never got the same opportunity I got. That's how this Central Kitchen showed me that one plate of food at a time actually could be much more powerful than you selling food from a restaurant, but actually selling hope through one plate of food. That's what this Central Kitchen helped me understand, that we had to close the entire system 360. Couldn't be that some restaurants were thriving when the rest of the city was not. This Central Kitchen shows that there is a better model.
What's the, you said earlier this afternoon that we need to start writing new recipes. And I figured you meant that literally and figuratively. What do you mean when you say we need to start writing new recipes?
Obviously, right now, I'm a big mouth saying the same things that everybody keeps saying. But the truth is that since I'm a young boy, I remember listening, we're going to end childhood hunger. We're going to end poverty. We're going to end homelessness. And it seems that this happens in big buildings, in big conferences, in the UN, in New York, and where everybody's clapping and everybody has this kind of sense of let's give ourselves a medal, even we still didn't deliver on anything. And here we are 30, 40 years later. Even the first time I remember that UNICEF promised child hunger will be a problem of the past. That is still there. We are far away from that. And here we are claiming that by the year 2030 we're going to be doing all these things, and we are already failing. And we are barely 6 years away, and I know we're going to be failing, and everybody knows we're failing. Why? Because we give too much speeches like what I'm doing right now to you, and we are not having enough boots on the ground. If we know there are food deserts in America, let's make sure that there are no more food deserts. If we know that there are children that are hungry, let's make sure that every school has universal breakfast and lunch for every one of the children. If we know that there is a problem with homelessness, let's make sure that we find a path for those people to have a decent place to live. It's many issues that we keep talking about the issue, that we keep finger pointing at each other of why this and this doesn't work. But we need more people that are with boots on the ground, working in the communities, working next to the people that really need for us to listen to them, not impose solutions that they never seem to work. And that's why I do believe needs to be a new way to do things, because the old recipes keep proving that they're not good enough. Therefore, we need new systems, new recipes, probably new leadership, and a new way to come up with the nonprofit system, private sector, government, that we need to learn all how to work together better, because it's an ecosystem that if we all work together, we can achieve much more than what we're doing. I think it's enough money to solve many of the problems that we face. The problem I feel sometimes is we are wasting that money.
Speaking of recipes, you got this World Central Kitchen cookbook, Feeding Humanity, Feeding Hope, coming out in September. What was the idea behind the cookbook, and what stories is it telling?
So listen, this book, obviously all the proceeds are going to World Central Kitchen, but this is going to be a way for World Central Kitchen to be telling the story behind some of the thousands of people that help World Central Kitchen be what it is, right? An organization that with boots on the ground goes in an emergency and provides meals and food relief and water as quick and as fast as we can to as many people as we can. Obviously, at the end, this book, as you see, is signed there, but this is not the Jose Andres cookbook. I'm, if anything, obviously the founder. I see myself more like the ambassador and the voice, because these books usually need somebody to be telling the story. I'm going to be one of those guys telling the story, but inside the book, you're going to see hundreds of people that are going to be helping World Central Kitchen tell their story, not only in America, but around the world. So feels great. It's something everybody's been asking. Feels like the right thing to do. And in a very naughty way, it's going to be people that use cooking at their home, any of the recipes, in the process of feeding their families that day. In the process, they're going to be telling a story of faraway places in the middle of chaos that some people decide to come together, find a kitchen, and start cooking and feeding people in need. Every time anybody, when they buy this book, they're going to be recreating one of these recipes. In the process, they're doing much more than that. They are becoming part of us, and in a way, we are going to become part of them.
You're a huge golf fan. Last question. Who's going to win the Masters this year?
That's a great question. I think, obviously, even the last 2 weeks, John Ram has been having some hiccups. I think it's going to give us a surprise. Obviously, everybody knows my friendship with Sergio, and Sergio, he can always do the biggest thing in the less expected moment. Joaquin, the Chilean, I think this guy one day is going to give us the biggest surprise.
Longhorn Scotty Scheffler too, maybe, huh?
Well, they're playing super well.
Yeah.
But me, usually, I go with the guys I cook with, because they're my friends. Those are great golfers, yeah. But they are no my friends, at least not yet.
Okay. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate it.